All right, let's get this going. My camera at there it is. No, the wrong setting already here. Get this fixed up. There we go. All right, good evening, everybody. Welcome to Monday Night Live. We've got a couple things to talk about tonight, but I wanted to get into a few housekeeping things real quick. Make sure everything's working. Give me a thumbs up or a an okay in the chat if you can hear me okay. Make sure everything's good there. It should be. I had a microphone issue. That's why I was running late, trying to get things fixed. Just wasn't working out tonight. Let's see, make sure that's unplugged. Okay. So was it been 2 weeks? I don't think I was on last week. I was just been busy. Hey Roy, good evening. Everything going good? You can hear me, I hope. Everything looking good there. And let's see here. We're going to just want to make sure. Make sure all this is set up properly here. All right, so first thing we'll jump into is let's check at some alpha rumors, see what's new on the horizon today. So we've got let me get this shared to you guys. Present. So much setup that goes into this stuff. Share. All right, there we go. All right, so not a whole lot going on. It doesn't look like. I haven't heard anything major, but yeah, regular award prizes. Whoever has the most money. Got some sales going on all the Sony Alpha gear right now. Um, Lots of lenses, lots of cameras up for sale. We have a 7 Artisans 27mm f2.8 APS-C autofocus lens. Nice little compact lens there. Try these ads. This is Blackmagic Ursa Cine 17K with 65mm sensor. Now that's an interesting camera. Boy, these ads are getting crazy here. Can't even close that one. Let's see here. What else? Oh, it is really nothing Sony involved here. I'm not going to cover the stuff that's really not Sony. Let's see. Again, sales. I didn't think there was much news in the Sony stuff. What is this? What if Sony was a Minolta? Yeah, I mean that's a good question. What if? Looks like an interesting video to watch if you want to go down that rabbit hole. It very well could have been. They could have kept the Minolta name. Sony did buy Minolta in was it the early '90s, I believe, late mid '90s. I think that's when they bought them. So, and they got the A mount from that time period. And that's one of the things about the A mount is all those original Minolta lenses work really well on the A mount, as well as adapt to the E mount. I'm not seeing much news, guys, so we'll get into my main topic, which is I'm buying a flash. And I want to get everybody's opinion about said flash and see what would be good for it. Now, I'm just finishing up this last page here. I don't see any new news, Sony news, so go ahead and close that out. Now, I've I've had this Godox system. I've had the T685S. Um, there it is for a while, and it hasn't been used much in the last 4 or 5 years. I just haven't been. Um, I don't shoot flash. I don't shoot photography as much as uh, as I used to. As I got back into video. Video was originally where my I guess the hobby or desire or passion or whatever was at because I've always done video in the past. I like filming. I've had cameras that film. I never really took into photography, but it wasn't until I learned photography and kind of reopened and ignited the video passion for me to want to create video visuals and understanding the way the camera works, the photography aspect of it helped immensely moving forward into video. But I'm trying to dabble back into photography. I've got a shoot planned here, hopefully this weekend. It was supposed to be this last weekend, and the weather kept us away from doing it. So, just a simple senior session that I am going to be trying to do, and I'm on a budget. So I don't invest any longer. I don't invest money from my personal life into camera equipment. It's only what the business generates and what the YouTube and my side business generates for income. So I don't do a lot of jobs. I work a full-time day job. I'm not out getting work. I'm not making money by any means in this. So what little money I make kind of just maintains the music subscriptions and YouTube going forward to, keep YouTube alive for me. And I really don't have any kind of need for equipment. I haven't had the cast syndrome probably for about 3 years now. Now that I got a little bit of money, because I've got a paid job under my belt this season, which is my one paid job a year, I always have a little bit of money to invest into some equipment and some gear. So Matt, where am I going to put this? Well, I need a video monitor. I say I need. I am looking for video monitors. I'm looking at strobe lights. I'm looking at studio light for my main key, just to upgrade my YouTube side of things and video in general. That's kind of where I'm at. And I don't know where necessarily to invest that money. The good news is I've actually got several jobs lined up. So I'm going to have some income coming in. So I'm looking to invest that money into the business and put it towards something useful, but I'm still on a tight budget. Now, I pretty much landed on a Godox lighting system for one reason. I've already got the trigger. Okay. So that's the Godox X1. It's an older trigger, but it works. It's a Sony trigger and it works fine for my speed light I've got. So I'm thinking, my thought was to get an S2 bracket, for this speed light and mount it in a 25-inch diffuser. What do you call it? Parabolic or dish? One of the round ones. To be more specific, I have one in mind. I think it's the S65T Godox with Bones mount, and just try that aspect of it to see if that would work. But it looks like I'll be able to probably afford up to an 8200. And that's something I've wanted in the past, to be able to have a more powerful flash to do more work. And having that kit kind of makes me want to go out and pursue some of that work, since I do have time for easier photo sessions like that. Thought it might be a good time to try to do it. I want your guys' opinion. Obviously, I'm kind of stuck in my ways with the Godox, but I figure it's a good topic to talk about. And what would you bring to the table on a tight budget like mine? I've got about $400 to spend on lighting, and that's modifier included. I have one C stand, or one light stand, I should say. So I've got that stuff, under my belt right now. But and I've got the trigger, so $40, $70 trigger I've already got, and this one should work. So I'm looking for a Godox light. Pretty much puts me right in the market for the 8200. So what's your thoughts on it? That's where I'm at. Let's get some of these comments here. Roy's in the comments today. So let's see. Remis Minolta, very creative company. And I liked their older cameras. They seem to be built very well. And the A-mount lenses were good quality. I mean, I have about 6 of them, I think. And they all work really, really well from what I can tell. And I have one really well operating film camera. I've got 2 other Maxxis 7000s that seem to operate okay. So yeah, I mean, it just seems like it's one of those cameras I've got that I have a whole system on, and it seems it's a fun system. Canon is global shutter has a global shutter in the news. Oh, interesting. I haven't seen that yet. What are they looking at for that one? Or which system or camera? Which what are we looking at? We'll have to look that one up. I haven't used speed lights and strobes group batteries. Yeah, so I think um, yeah, I definitely want to get some strobes and something decent. Uh, Goes on to say, Godox isn't perfect, but it's cheap enough to be disposable, and I'm hard on lighting. So yeah, I mean, I know it's not the best stuff out there by any means, but it is what I can afford right now, and that's what I'm going with. Like I said, I have part of the ecosystem in there, and I'm not looking to spend $1,000 on a strobe light. A buddy of mine has two 8600s. I could borrow them if I wanted to try them, but I like to get my own stuff too, especially stuff like strobes. I mean, it's just you can really use and abuse them because you got wind, it can knock them over, anything like that. Yeah, but definitely looking to get just at least one 8200 for right now is my thoughts on it. I know that I really don't know what would be the better preferred brand if I were to reinvest in strobes. What's your suggestion? Um, at what price levels are those at, for future reference? And then LED for video and strobes for stills. Yeah, absolutely for LED. So I'm currently on LED right now. I've got three Rotolight Neos. There's one for the backlight, and I got two either side of me. Now I used to have my all three Neos inside the softbox, and um, I took it apart one day, just never put it back together, and that's why it's still. I've been just using the Neos on little tripods, and that works well enough for what I'm doing, and I think it looks okay from what I can tell. It could be better, but I got some crazy shadows going on. I'm not really perfectly set up here, but it works. But yeah, I'm looking at um, investing in one LED key light. That's definitely one I want um, to get for the studio is a and mount it to the ceiling on a rail systems because I can have multiple areas to film from in here, and I'd like to be able to move it around. So that's definitely something in the works, and hopefully by summer I'll have a fairly large project under my belt, and we'll have some more stuff to invest into this stuff with. And lighting, I figured lighting is really one of those things I just needed to spend more time in. I was fortunate enough to get some microphones, and yeah, time for some lights, some really good lights. Westcott is a consideration. Pro Photo is too expensive. So I'm going to open it up, Roy. I don't know if you can get on, but if you can, you can. But my question is, what is this real quick? No, I don't want to do that way. Hold on. Let me get this copied. I'm going to put this in the comments here. Yeah, if anybody wants to join in, you can join in right there. I do require anybody coming on to at least hit me up in the comments before you come into the live stream. So if you do get into the live stream and you haven't talked in the comments yet, I will not approve you into the room. And you have to also be on your video in the backstage areas if you're coming on live. But anyways, there's the link for you guys if you want to come in. I don't know what your schedule looks like today, Roy, but I'd love to have a discussion with you on that because I know you're one of the lighting guys, and I've heard I know Cooley hadn't seen him yet, but I know he's always talking about these 8200s also. I know they're a cheap, inexpensive light, but I'm going to look into these Westcotts and see where it's at for future expansion. So yeah, here's that link, guys. If anybody wants to try to get in, go ahead and try to get in. So yeah, my biggest question is, modifiers. It would be my modifiers are definitely a big question. Like, what should I be looking for to get? Has anybody done the speed light into a modifier? Because this is definitely an option for me still to just buy a modifier for this and keep the money from the 8200 and not buy it. But what? How is your experience using something like this in a like a 25, 27-inch softbox, smaller, bigger? That'd be my biggest question. And then of course the 8200, obviously it'll get some work done. It's definitely not 8600 territory, but I think it'll work well for everything I want to try to do. I joined in, but I'm out of the hospital, even less pretty than usual. Man, I hope everything's okay. Well, I'm glad you must be if you're spending time over here or wasting it with me. Hopefully you're doing all right, Roy. Um, and then so what's your recommendations um, on light modifiers? I'm looking for a one light setup, wireless triggered, for location shooting, like at the college campus, at parks. It's what I want to do. The Godox system is appealing to me for the one fact that with the S bracket and you can get a handle, throw it on a monopod, you're not really carrying around a big stand, and somebody can help assist with the lighting. Speed lights with an S bracket work, but lack power and have no modeling light. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, no modeling light. I know that there's no way to tell or check your light. It's just, kind of shoot and figure that out as you go. And yeah, of course, they're extremely underpowered. And that's where I'm leading to. Will it work well enough to throw some light on my subject to get some background detail without blowing out the background and see where I get? Or do I just go ahead and, buy the 8600 right now? A reflector in an active box is most useful. Okay, so I have both of those. I have two reflectors. I have I want to say it's like a 30 or 36-inch round dish with silver and white reflector. And then I have a 3x5 rectangular reflector that's a 5-in-1. It's got the two stop diffuser screen. It has white or silver, black, gold foil covers you can put on it. Make sure the octobox folds up down easily. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with this one. So like this, I've been using this for all my YouTube videos up until like this last 2 or 3 months when I took it down. It's just an umbrella, and I made a little bracket in here. I don't know if you'll be able to see it in here or not. Let me see if I can get it up close enough. Probably not. There. Okay. A little bracket right here. It's a 3-way quarter 20s that I could screw the Neos to. And I shine the Neos straight out the diffuser or straight into the panel. Never really got great results with it. The Neos are a little underpowered but it was enough for all my key lights for this YouTube channel up to this point. Now, Neos by themselves with some little film covers on them, they're all right. They're it's still kind of a harsh shadow, but it works for my needs right now. But I am looking to invest in a really good quality. I shouldn't say really good quality because that's $1,000 for a mono light that's an LED for key light. Like I said, a couple $100 for a good key light. I don't need anything crazy. I don't need to be batteried. It's just going to be in the studio, plugged in power, like plug it into a voice control thing. You'll turn it on and off. It has app control ability. That'd be cool to set coloring and tones. But honestly, once it's set, it's done. So I really don't even need that. Robert Silver did his live the other night. Not his regular live, his Thursday live, but he was live out on location with a 8200 and the little 17-inch newer box, and that was a really nice little setup, small, easy to pack away. And I asked him, why do you use a 17? Is there a specific reason, or is it just purely the compactness and the ease of use? It was purely the ease of use, out in location, lighter weight, doesn't blow over the wind, that kind of thing was the main reason for it. So my other question would be like with regards to the how big a softbox is, or how big an octabox to get. What what's the usable limit on a strobe for distance and to be effective still? That would be my next major question for the group is what will actually put it out and put a nice image out or a nice light pattern out. I'll be shooting 85 millimeter, 50 millimeter, stuff of that nature with regards to portrait work. Bones mount lighting is common and cheap, yes, and I am going to go Bones mounting because it is everything I can find is out there is what it is. Like the Godox 8200, inexpensive and flexible. Okay. Yeah, I figured nothing else. It's just something to have. Now there's two versions of the 8200 now. There's the 8200, which is the original version, and then there's an 8200 Pro now. So far, what I can decipher is it's the same light output from the 8200 to the Pro. The Pro just offers a USB-C port and a 10 stops of light adjustment instead of 8. That's basically the two things I could figure out in it. And that's $50 more. So is it worth the $50 at this point in time going forward, knowing I'm going to have it for many years, to go ahead and have a USB-C port for one, and whatever other functionality it has? I didn't see the light aspect needing it because you really only need to set it so many ways. Pro isn't much difference. Yeah, that's what I was at. Let me pull it up here. Let's do a compare on these things because I know that I've been trying to figure that one out. Like, is it really worth the extra $50 going with the Pro? I'll compare here. There's the Pro. I'll share the screen as soon as I find this thing. But do they even? Maybe they don't even sell it now. Oh no, it's right here in front of me. There's no compare box though. All right, well we'll do it the old-fashioned way. Let me share this real quick. Flashpoint from Enron was the same as Photox or Godox. Yeah, I already knew that one. The question is, do the Godox triggers fire the flashpoints? That's my question. I believe they do. I think I've heard this before somewhere, but not positive on that. Let's share the screen here. All right. So the bigger the softbox, the softer the light. Okay. Okay, good to know. So just showing the basic features here side by side. They basically are the exact same. Flash exposure composition has a stand mount. I believe the Pro does too. Supports Olympus, Fujifilm, Sony, Nikon, Canon. Operational wireless TTL transmitter. Yeah, that's what I've got. This is high speed sync, 1/8,000th of a second. Battery 500 flashes, full power flashes. One speed light, one bit. Let's see, where's. Oh, did it go on back order? Why is it now $55 off? I've been shopping these things all freaking interesting. Limited supply at this price. Okay, hold on. Hold your horses. Okay, I'm not crazy. That just updated. You guys all saw that, right? It went on back order while I was looking at it. I'm sure that's recorded. Uh, yeah. Godox triggers fire flash. Let's look for the sale. Okay. A comment from Blake. How did I stumble in here? YouTube recommended. Wild. Well, thanks for coming in to say hi, Blake. I don't know. I don't know what you do. We're talking cameras and flashes tonight. All right, so let's see. 294. Um, Nope. That's interesting. Well, let's see. Okay, so going to the specs. Let's see. We've got 200 watt, 9 stop range with 1/10 increments. That's what it was. The other one I think is 8 stop increments. I believe it has the same recycle time. Basically the same. It still has 1/8,000th of a second high speed sync. Inputs and outputs has a barrel, a coax female flash sync out input, and the USB-C female firmware input, and a 2900 milliamp hour battery, 1.3 pounds. Okay, let me go back here. Oh, how many times did I click on that? Jesus. And go specs here. Works with all the stuff. Manual on unit via X1 transmitter, which will wirelessly control. Modeling lamp on off, beep on off, first, second curtain, high speed sync, guide number. A little bit more detailed specs. Okay, the recycle time is 2.1 seconds on the standard. We have a 1.8 second on the other one. Speedlight flash head, 1/20th. Oh, 1/13,000th of a second. 8 steps, 1/28 to 1:1. Flash delays 0.01 to 30 seconds. Flash exposure. So there's a lot more details in the old one, but I imagine the Pro is very similar. Connectivity, a 3.5 millimeter sync input, wireless control port, and a USB port. So I think the port, I don't know if the ports are different or not. I mostly use the 8200 with a bare bulb. I don't like the Fresnel or rounded heads. The LED head is good for video. Which one is the LED head? I have questions on that. Going back to the photos, a bare bulb and the flash. Neither of those are LED, correct? That's my question. Which one is an LED head for the 8200? It's not the round head, is it? That's the only other head I know exists for it. Anyway, I was unaware of that. Boy, I'm really interested on this to find out if this change. Why are they all of a sudden on back order? Oh, okay. The 82 has a modeling light. Okay. How? I didn't see that one in the specs. So how bright is it? Probably not very. I'm just seeing if there's something else in the 8200. Like, here's the newer. Let's see if they got one for the. I'm not seeing the Sony kit. Did I pass it? There it is. $358 with the trigger. They must be on sale because I thought this was $418. I thought. Oh, there it is. Yeah, see, it drops in price. It's on back order still. Interesting. I've been searching the used market too because I've been just looking at buying a used one possibly, and I'm not sure if. Let's see, strobe lighting. Let's go brand. Let's look at go. See if they've updated this since I've been in there earlier today. Doesn't look like it's still 13 available. 423. 8600 for 682. The 8600B, which is not the Pro model, for 523. Yeah, nothing there. That's interesting that the 8200 is down backward. I was like ready to buy one tonight, and I haven't just because of this close for Passover thing. So now I got to look on somewhere else for this thing, possibly. Interesting. Well, as soon as we got a few people watching, hit me up in the comments if you guys have a recommendation on light, or if you have questions on light, maybe myself or Roy may be able to answer. Those of you that, let me turn this off real quick. All right, Roy. You take care of yourself, bud. Thanks for stopping in. All right, so what's out there, guys, as far as other brands I need to be looking at? Let's look at. I know Roy mentioned West Scott, I believe, right? Back in the comments, West Scott. Yeah. Let's see what else is here. A lot for strobes, just that one 400-watt strobe and some more expensive equipment. A 1x2 matte panel for $1,900. That's just nuts. I mean, I can imagine. There's a light with a backpack for $289. That's pretty reasonable, I'd say. 2 light kit with a backpack with triggers for Sony cameras for $619. Highlighter. There's a 24-inch silver interior beauty dish for $189. That's it. Let's get it all here. I'm going to see what. Let's do this. Let's do lighting. Let's look at the strobes. Monolights. Brand. Let's go ahead and look at the low to high. We're on a budget, so the cheapest one is $399. 328-foot wireless range. No American plug. Oh, it comes with an American plug. Okay. Australian plug, UK plug, and the kits. So a little out of my price point right now with those right there. So again, it comes back to whether or not I guess I can show you what I was originally thinking of doing was getting a Godox 5-inch. Yeah, this is the umbrella softbox I was looking at getting for this flash. So my next question is it worth putting in? Well, see, there we go. Would it be worth putting this inside something like this dish? It'd be a question I'd have to try it. Now, I know it'll probably work and give me some sort of result. I just don't know about that power because obviously you got to really pump the light out there daytime hours or in the evening outside to hit your subject. And is it going to be enough? Is a 25-inch, for the compactness going to be enough to get us there? To have a usable result. That's all I'm looking for. Not looking for perfection or the expense of it all. I'm looking just to grow and learn from it. But if I got to get a usable result from a 25-inch, bear in mind I want to be able to carry this thing around all day. Or is it worth getting something like the 30-inch, which they're out of stock on? So those are my questions. I mean, have you ever put a speed light inside of a softbox like this using like the S2 adapter? Because that's what I'd like to try to do. And they're out of stock on the big one. So anyway, that's the plan. Will work for me. I mean, I've got it. I've used it before in the past. I've never really had crazy good luck with it. I guess I've used it, but I still have a lot to learn from it, and I don't use them that much. Like I said, I've stuck kind of more to the video side of things. So, but I want to get back into the photography side of it and start doing some shoots. I should have the opportunity to do this one, so I'm trying to make it as best as I can with what I have, and I'm willing to invest the money, that the shoot's worth to me into some lighting. So just get people's recommendations and their ideas of what's out there. Let's see here. So I have that softbox in mind and the S2 bracket, which is this guy right here, is designed to hold a speed light or the 8200 and adapt to that Bowens mount. And you can also, I guess, fit two of these speed lights in here vertically. If you were to have two speed lights or two 8200s, you could put them in vertically into one dish to, I guess, double your output. Has anybody had any experience doing that? That'd be another question I have for the group. But let's see if they show this thing with the flash. So there's showing the V1 flash in there, the round head. It's like the only one they really show it with, but it clamps in there like so with the speed light, keeps your light in the center. I mean, it should work well enough for what I need to do. Um, we got the umbrella holster on it too. Also, if you have umbrellas, 8200s don't fit in this S bracket. Okay, well, thanks for letting me know that, Roy. Appreciate that because I would have found out the hard way on that one. Well, thanks for updating my lack of knowledge on it because that's also. I thought I saw a picture of two speed lights. Yeah, so here's a picture of the two speed lights in the bracket. Those are speed lights, not 8200s. So speed lights, $89, $90 for another one to match to my own. Is it? Give me a little bit more extra out of it? Probably. I don't know. I don't know how that works with the accumulation of light. If we've got two outputting at say 65 watt, do we have 130 watt of output power, or is it two just a little bit brighter because you got two lower powered lights? I don't know enough about that to answer that one, whether or not that's the case. Um, Now I'm really curious though. I can't believe that changed while we're on live here. 294 back ordered. And I guess I'll just try ordering it and see what happens. Hmm. I was trying to see if I could find the kit for it, but I can't find that. It says there's a double head for the 8200, but it's better to just get a bigger strobe. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, obviously, by the time you spend the money on two 8200s, you could be buying an 8600 essentially. Um, yeah, these guys don't open up till Wednesday either. That's what's weird. I'll have to check out Amazon, see what they got. I've been trying to find. I'm surprised that you don't find this stuff used very often. Obviously, on here you find it, but I have not found anything like on eBay. It's all like new package listings, like Amazon deal listings that you find on eBay. So I thought that was interesting. Let's see what they. Like I said, we already searched the Godox used filters here. Hmm. Hold on a second. Let's start this over. I want to go to lighting, strobe lighting, monolights, and Godox. Yeah, still 13. Okay. I want to make sure that didn't get updated. I'm expecting it to update possibly tonight, but I don't know if they're closed. It may not update till Wednesday. There've been some good deals on here, and I've been letting them slip past for wanting to spend some money. I haven't pulled the trigger on anything yet, so it's out there. The deals are definitely there. I'm just trying to make something happen here in the next 2 or 3 days so that I have it for the weekend and give me a little bit of time to play with it before I have to go out and shoot. Um, because I need some of the battery to do what I want it to do. I've thought about the 8300 Pros, but they're not a Bowens mount. They have some other mount on them. The 400 would be ideal. 600s, my buddy who's got a pair of them, they're they're too much for him sometimes. He wish he has 400s or something smaller. So I think it's good to work your way up to those, but definitely don't want to dump the money into one of these just yet. But yeah, I mean, if you're out there, let me know what else is out there to try. Like I said, I'm going to be partial to the Godox just because I have part of the system already. I don't have to spend extra money to get it to fire or anything like that. I mean, if the right deal comes along, of course, who knows? But for starting out, that's where I'm at. Let's see. What else haven't we looked at in a while? I'll show you some lighting I've been looking at for the LED lights. Because I do need monolight style LED lights. Now, I've been looking again at the Godox just because it's inexpensive. I've also been looking at the small rig. The small rig stuff is interesting. Put that in there, and let's put in Godox. So this thing was on sale for 139 last week. It's now back to regular price 170. So 139 was pretty cheap. I didn't buy it then. There's also a used copy, like condition 10 for 109. I didn't buy that one. Should have probably bought that one. I've been looking at this small rig 220 though, and $300. eh, for the bicolor. I do want the adjustability. I use my adjustability sometimes. I could see just having the one in the studio, maybe being a single color, but I like having the adjustment and just having that as an option. Um, a lot of people are really liking this light. Uh, Seems like it'd work well. It's got enough light output to do what I need it to do, and just function as a light. Not a fan of the Godox LED cob lights. I don't know what that cob. I'm guessing we're talking mono lights here. I'm guessing you're talking about the Godox ones. Um, it's $100 light. What do you expect? I guess is what I get out of it. But I do need to invest in some sort of major key light for the studio. Something I haven't had. Something I definitely really want to get. And this is going to be probably one of those things that I just have to figure out which brand I want to go with. Small Rig's up and coming with this stuff. They've had it out for a while now. I think about a year, maybe a little longer. But seems to be doing well. And the people that have reviewed it seem to like it. They do have a 450, a little bit more powerful, 121,000 lux. So they got some brighter ones. And then there's RGB lights, that get really expensive. Don't really have a need for those so much right now. It would be cool to have in the arsenal, but definitely don't need it at this moment. And they have the RC350. And this is a $900 light, and it's $359 off. Where was that 450 at? $329 off that one. That was $1,100 light for $769. So there's some deals there if you're looking for a light. And then they had just a daylight 120. This output would be about 5,300 at 3.5 feet. It'd be enough for what I'm doing in the studio here. I know it would be. I'm barely getting 3,000 out of 3 Neos, and it works well. But yeah, something to figure out with that one. So, yeah, that's about all I got. So, what all do you guys have out there? That's my question: is what are you using to shoot with? Roy, I know you've got quite a bit going on. Probably in the studio sense, as far as what you find works well for strobes, what you like to use. Um, what is this one he's saying? Is it at last LED lights don't need to be compatible? At least LED lights don't need to be compatible. Yeah, as far as like brand, is that what you're talking about? It's just they're just a light. They work, turn on. It doesn't really matter what brand you use. Um, I thought that too. There's no real reason to buy a Godox one for $100 when there's other options. It just happens to be the cheapest one. But I'm curious to do some digging on that price drop on the 8200 Pro. It's interesting that happened right there. So, well, I think I'm all done, guys. That's where I'm at. If you have anything you want to throw in here, I'll hang out here for a minute. But yeah, I'm gonna be busy here. YouTube has been definitely backburnered for a little bit for me. I've got several videos that need to be edited, some that are partially edited. Getting some client work done first, and with my limited time and schedule, that's obviously the priority when I'm getting actually paid to do something. So, with that being said, that's about all I've got, guys. So, Roy, thanks for coming in and sharing your knowledge with me. Definitely appreciate that, and hope you're feeling better for whatever you've got going on. Get well soon on that. And that's it for me, guys. I will talk to you later. Till next time. We'll see you then.